Good morning. Haven't had my coffee. 6 a.m. Been lying in bed, having strange, weird, bad dreams. Uh, Things are coming unglued, floating around. Uh, the reality gravity on Earth is just not working. The Kremlin, I just looked at one article. The Kremlin says everything is fucked. Everything is fucked. I regret censoring myself. My first post aimed at Putin when I heard that he invaded Ukraine. I used a lot of profanity. I tried to and I posted that on the Christian Against Trump site. And they censored me. And then I censored myself. I took out a lot of the profanity. And I wish I had. I'll never, 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 never censor myself again. Ever. I'm not uh, shooting at a nuclear plant, a very large nuclear plant with howitzers, with cannon. I'm not doing that. Putin is doing that. Got it? Uh, Charlie Manson's not doing it. He's dead. None of his girl followers, crazy girl followers, are shooting at a nuclear plant this morning or last night. A lot of them are in prison, and they just don't have the ability to go over to Ukraine and shoot at a fucking goddamn nuclear plant. Got it? And I don't. You know, the last fucking hippie on earth that people gotta ignore, people gotta torture, mentally torture, threaten my animals. So I've been telling the truth. Something fucked this way is coming. And I say I'm a prophet, and they think that means I'm saying I'm Jesus. No, I'm not. Look it up. Google it. Prophet. What does it say? It says watch out. Watch out for Christian lunatic leaders with nuclear weapons and big armies, and they fucking live in Russia. Putin. Him. Not me. Not this prophet that's running for the governor of Oregon. So he'd have a voice, but doesn't matter. The Kremlin says, we didn't expect Putin to invade Kremlin. We're surprised. And we're shocked at the sanctions against us that destroyed our economy. They say, everything is fucked. That's the quote. Everything is fucked. Before I got out of bed, I was working on my headline. And it would have 3 words in it. Extreme, utter madness. See, that was going to be my headline, but it's going to be everything is fucked. And everything is fucked. Oh, it's, and Pat Robertson comes out, but they were supposed to wait to go over to have the battle, end time battle over for Israel, and the Jews rebuild the temple, and there's a big war, and Jesus comes down and lifts the temple up off the ground with the chosen ones. They did it. They just lift the temple right up. See, that's got to happen. See, that's why we took over the Republican Party. And fucked everything up in America, fucked my People's Party up, because the temple has got to be lifted up off the ground with all, not Jews in it, evangelicals in it. That's what they're telling you. And apparently Putin has bought into this. He's a Christian. He has become a super Christian. And he's been sending messages to super Christians in the United States of America that he's on their side. Yeah, that's what he's been saying. He's on the side of Christians in America. Now, does that make Christians in America sane or more sane or more likely to end up, being the lucky ones inside the new temple when it's lifted up off the ground into heaven, into the kingdom of God? How is it going to be lifted up? Some kind of magic? Well, Jesus had some kind of magic wand. I say, lift up, temple. Ha ha ha. Is that what you think is going to fucking happen? It's crazy. It's not true. But what's happening is this crazy ass Christian shooting this cannon off at a nuclear plant. I haven't even looked at that. I'm just lying there in my bed in this gloom and darkness, going, my God, if that thing goes, there's going to be a cloud of radiation all over Europe. And they're not going to just let him shoot at that nuclear plant. They're going to have to drop a couple atomic bombs on his head. They're going to have to find out where he is and nuke him right now. The Kremlin is saying, we didn't know. We had nothing to do with it. We didn't know he was going to take the crown, They're a surprise to us. He must have gone crazy. Well, maybe Jesus told him to do it. Maybe he had a vision while he was sleeping. Huh? That's probably it, And what? I'm going to lose more friends. I lost all my friends. Lost all my friends because they thought I was a lunatic. They believed it. See, they didn't like me telling the truth, telling that this is going to happen. No, what you want to happen isn't going to happen. It's wrong. You don't go down that path. Don't do that. It's going to be bad for all of us. They go, you're crazy, John. Daddy, you're crazy. Now we got a lunatic Christian shooting at a nuclear plant. It's not funny. There's nothing funny about that. It's like 911 all over again. It's like watching these jets, that second jet come in. Here comes another artillery shell from Putin, the Jesus freak, hitting a nuclear plant because he's got some kind of end time vision. Some angel appeared to him in the middle of the night, 8 days ago. Said, God, go for it. You're the Christian soldier. You're Michael with your sword. Jesus wants you to head out across Europe with this army that you've amassed on the border of Ukraine, full of kids, 18, 19-year-old kids that packed a peanut butter jelly sandwich and a thermos of water, and then they're in a tank. Hot tank, even in the winter, with a bunch of smelly young men that hadn't taken a shower in 8 days, and they got no food, they got no water, and they're afraid that they're going to get bombed, that the United States is going to say, enough of this. Got to eliminate these whack jobs, just like we did that Hitler whack job. Got to come all the way over in our ships, our merchant marine ships, come all the way over to Europe, get off on D-Day, march with the army all the way and kill Hitler, that crazy man. I'm not Hitler. And shame on you, Register Guard and their Gonies, for not covering me as my candidacy for governor of Oregon. Shame on you. Shame on all of you. But we can't, talk to Mr. Presco about running for governor because he talks crazy stuff. Well, yeah, go read your paper. I'm a newspaper man. This crazy stuff all over the newspapers this morning, all over the TV stations. Somebody's writing that. You going to blame the editor? Let's see. Putin lobs more shells at nuclear plant this morning. Well, not the editor that's crazy. It's Putin that's crazy. And you could look at my blog, and I quit talking in normalcy things about him, because you wouldn't listen. Everybody's saying he's crazy. They're normal people, the normal press saying he's nuts. Watch out, he's crazy. I went off to the point of saying, well, geez, I don't dream about the future anymore. And that's not good. And they go, oh, yeah. Oh, thanks, Mr. Prescott. Take your meds. This is it. A dream come true. How does it feel? They had the crumb to say, everything's fucked. It's not funny. Everything is fucked. And there may not be a way to repair this. That means it's going to be fucked for a long time. And it's going to get more fucked. And this is 4 billion, the fate of 4 billion human beings on this planet. And I'm going to wake up because of some crazy ass, mad Christian had a vision. This, one of his religious robe people, there was big embroidered robes with those big domed hats, and there's big white beards and there's big corsair stuff. They one of them read Revelation, see, and they, knocked on his door. And Mr. Putin, Mr. Jesus Putin, look at this. I think you're supposed to invade the Ukraine and blow up the nuclear plant, and that'll bring all of Europe to its knees. He goes, really? Whoa! You think that's a good idea? Oh, yes. I'm sure God and Jesus are signing off on this one. Bless you. Have a wonderful day. That's, and who is Mr. Putin after? I mean, if you have, Satan, well, Satan was really existing. Jesus never said there was a Satan. Jesus never brought a battle against Satan, especially in Revelation, but he had nothing to do with that. The real Jesus had nothing to do with Revelations. And a lot of people can't figure that out. And the Antichrist isn't real, the whole thing. Everything. So that's John. He's just, his opinions, just swim in his head because he's a schizophrenic megalomaniac, says he's a prophet here. So, rather than look it up, Antichrist, you say, okay, Antichrist. Okay, let's see what his Wikipedia say. Antichrist is only mentioned twice in the Bible and has nothing to do with Revelation. What? Huh? So Mr. Prescott isn't crazy after all? No, I don't have any but cannons shooting at a nuclear plant. That's the ultimate now. See, we all talked about some crazy man getting hold of the nuclear red button and pushing it, and the world comes to an end. But see, now we're in the antechamber of that. We're now, and the doors to that great lunacy is now open, and we're walking and going, why is she shooting at the nuclear plant? That's not a good idea. Really? You don't think it's a good idea? See, and who is he shooting at? Charles Stoddard, a well-known homosexual who lived back in 1880 in New Melville. See, he's trying to stop the homosexual revolution taking over Europe. That's what he's doing. That's why he's shooting at a nuclear plant. As I speak. Die, homosexual, die. He's on a mission from Jesus to kill all the homosexuals. Oh, good idea or bad idea? The Kremlin says everything is fucked. So when you hear that, what do? You run to your bomb shelter if you got one. You go to your church and pray. You write a letter to your congressman. You say, is it true everything's fucked? Or do you fucking pick on me? You ostracize me some more. You terrorize me. You threaten my animals. You take my children away. You go after this artistic legacy that I'm putting together. Yeah, that's what you do. See, because I'm the only one that's next to it. See, and you believe in this big evil versus good divide. See, evil on his side, goodness on his side. And then right there is that line, like Mason-Dixon line. And, you know, and some people are pulled over that line by Satan. Some people are pulled over the line by Jesus. Yep. So, you know, you got to look out for people that are on that line with their mouths open and saying things because you got to find out if they're from Jesus or they're from Satan. Okay? And you can do it. You, Mr. Nobody, in Springfield, can figure this shit out because you go to church. Your minister is going to tell you. Yeah, he is. Where are they? Where are the leaders, Christian leaders this morning? Are they leading us in prayer? Are they saying, well, we are the Christian leaders of the United States of America, and we are appalled that a fellow Christian, Vladimir Putin, is shelling the nuclear plant. And so we're going to write them in a letter and say, please, as a Christian, stop doing this. Are they going to do that? No. Because it makes them look bad. Makes them look bad. So who are all the Christian leaders going to blame? Me. They're going to blame me. And anybody else who's smart enough, brave enough to open their mouth and call it what it is. This is extreme Christian lunacy. This is extreme Christian lunacy. This is extreme Christian lunacy. There's no other explanation for this. There's no other reason why Vladimir Putin invaded Ukraine, probably for starters. If the Kremlin had no idea or didn't think there was any reason why he should invade Ukraine, there's probably a very, 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 very bad idea, reason why he did. See, and when you look for that reason, that reasoning, and his leadership, whatever his government is saying, we didn't give him a reason to do it. We did. And now everything's fine. When they say that, that means somebody acted very unreasonable. Okay? Now let's examine this. Forget the idea that I'm a prophet. Forget that. You don't even know what a prophet is. You think Jesus was not a prophet. So when I say I'm a prophet, I'm not saying I'm Jesus. But Jesus could be, because he didn't have all this power. He never wanted all this power that Christianity gave him. He was a normal man. He's probably married. And he's looking at his Torah. He's seeing things. He's not even a seer. He doesn't even predict his own death. His disciples didn't have a clue that he was going to be crucified. So he wasn't that. Okay. So who are we going to blame this on? Who are we going to blame this on this morning at 6:23? Who's responsible? See, you find a dead body in the streets of New York. See, boom, you're a detective, right? You got to get a witness. You got to knock on doors. Did you hear anything weird? Woman screaming last night. Oh, by the way, I did. Did you right get out of bed and go see what was going on? No, but my neighbor next door did because she called me up and said, "There's a woman being stabbed to death out there." You know, and I didn't want to go see a woman stabbed there. I went to pull the covers over my head. See, that's what you got to do this morning. The whole world, all the detectives in the world, got to get together now. See, you know, and all the newspaper men don't ask the church because they got the blanket over their head. They got the church locked. Don't go to them. They're not going. Oh, we have nothing to do with that crazy Putin. Bullshit. You've got to like analyze now what went wrong and who's killed all those innocent people in Ukraine for nothing. For nothing. They didn't have the permission of the government. So this is a mad, crazy Manson killer times 1,000. Okay, no, he's way beyond Manson. You know, he's got nuclear weapons, folks. The question is, can he push the button that starts a nuclear war? That's the question. And if he's got access to that button, you got to stop him. You got to stop him. You know, if you can do it with prayers, get on your knees. If you really, really, truly believe that Jesus has the power to stop Putin, then get on your knees and pray. Because this looks like it. I can't imagine another scenario, a worse scenario than the one that's been manufactured through Christianity. It's called self-fulfilling prophecy. And I keep warning you about it. So you're going to watch out for the self-fulfilling prophet. It'll bite you in your ass. It'll turn around and bite your ass. And this is a big bite out of your ass and out of our ass. We're all going to get it. And the Ukrainians are getting it. And Zelensky's telling Europe to wake up because this nightmare is real and it's not going to go away. It's going to get worse because everything is fucked.